Before we get in the program, Holly, it's time for this week's Joke of the Week.
This joke is appropriate.
It is? Okay. Well, they're all appropriate.
For our
topics?
First subject. Yeah, topic.
Okay.
All right. So what kind of apples throw the best parties?
Granny Smith apples.
Granny Smith apples?
I don't know.
Gala apples. Because like gala.
Oh, it's a gala, like a dance hall type thing.
And fun fact. Those are my favorite types of apples. Is the gala apples.
For people who are not familiar, what color are those?
They're like a reddish, they're a reddish color.
Okay.
They're not like red delicious red, but they're like a
red spotty.
Yeah, kind of spotty. Sometimes they have a little bit of greenish, yellowish to them, but they're pretty sweet. So like if you were to make an apple pie, they would probably make it sweeter. I know people use like the green apples for apple pie.
Right.
I don't know. I like them. But anyway, this week's garden joke is brought to you by Rescue.com. American-made rescue products keep your family, home, and yard protected from pests such as wasps, hornets, yellow jackets, flies, ants, and more. Learn more at Rescue.com. That's RESCUE.com.
I've got a joke for you.
Okay, what's your joke?
I made a shirt out of corn.
Is it your corn shirt?
Well, I couldn't take it to the fair because they didn't have a crop top category.
I like it.
Well, let's get into uncommon, unfamiliar, unusual ways to utilize apples, whether you have an orchard or you go to pick your own farm, which I've talked about how that, I'm not a big fan of those. But anyway.
You're not?
No, because, it's like, let's go pick some apples. Let's pay the farmer to do the work for him,
Right.
But, what we refer to is, we're not talking about apple pies here or cinnamon apples in the microwave or over the campfire. These are some very different ones that you may want to try this year. Pick up an extra, peck is for for peaches. Peck is a measurement for a bushel of apples.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, that just reminded me, I like to make cinnamon apples in the microwave. So anyway, apple salsa is one. So this would be kind of like regular salsa, but not with tomatoes. So you would use apples.
A bushel of apples is between 42 and 48 apples.
Okay.
Yeah.
You could probably, if you go apple picking, they probably would tell you that. So
contain a bushel of apples is approximate weight is 42 to 48 pounds, containing 125 medium-sized apples. So basically 50 pounds of apples is a bushel.
So apple salsa, so this is something, so it's kind of like a savory / sweet. I would use sweet apples for this. I wouldn't use...
And there's charts online that identify, here's sweet ones, here's tart ones. It's like you can look at what
middle.
Or what the apple is best utilized for.
Right. So apple salsa is diced apples, onions, pepper, cilantro, lime juice, and then a touch of honey. So you get like a little bit of a sweet, savory, and then you would put it with grilled foods. I think that would be good on tortilla chips or even
like a dip.
Yeah, like a dip
or a salsa.
It is a salsa.
A dip. Yeah.
Apple stuffing.
So pork chops or beef or venison grilled. I
would say like pork chops would probably be the best because typically, or like a ham.
Well, what was it? Chutney? Isn't that what goes good on pork?
It's kind of like a chutney in a way because chutney has that sweet savory balance.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a similar concept.
Now, is this something that is not cannable? You can't really can this for a pre-means. It's more of a make now and use over a course of a time frame.
I did not look up to see if there was a canning recipe, but I bet you could do that because you can make peach salsa.
Right.
So why couldn't you make apple salsa?
Okay.
They'd probably be good. Didn't we make pear salsa once?
We made pear everything once with that tree. We made pear honey, pear juice, pear sauce, pear whole, pear whatever. We did everything with it.
Yeah, so there's an idea. Apple stuffing, so you could do this with... instead of, people make the cornbread stuffing or the pecan stuffing, whatever. This is the same concept.
So the stuffing that you would normally traditionally think of Thanksgiving, you could use this as a substitute.
Right, because people add cranberries to their stuffings, dried cranberries. So it's not totally off the wall to have something that's a little bit sweet.
Got a little crunch to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Apple infused olive oil. I mean, you can make all sorts of infused olive oils. That's not.
Oh, you can dehydrate apples. You can core them and cut them and dehydrate them in your dehydrator and have them as apple chips.
Those are delicious.
And if you don't have a dehydrator and you're in the food, it would be something that would be a worthy investment, something that has a fan that drives the air throughout the unit. Some air fryers have this setting.
We have a dehydrator setting on ours.
The problem with some dehydrator or some air fryers is it circulates the air, so now you've got things flying around inside. So, when you try to heat some of this stuff.
Yeah, our original air fryer had that because you.
And I don't know if the dehydrating system would shut it off and just puts the heat. I don't know, but if
well, ours is like a toaster oven air fryer combo. And we bake pizzas in it, so it's like it's a little bit more advanced. But I love that thing. So the olive oil you can infuse we made
strawberry.
Was it strawberry
Yes.
olive oil? Yeah.
Yep.
So you can do that same thing with apples. You just have to take the slices and then even the skins. You put the olive oil, you let it sit, and then it becomes apple olive oil. So that's a good idea. Apple pie latte. So if you wanted to like mash up some apples and make muddle them and then add a coffee sweetener or whatever to make a little apple pie latte, that's a good idea. Probably find recipes online for that.
Homemade apple wine, if you're into the hard, I guess it's hard cider. I guess that's what you call it. I don't know, but it's you can make your own. You've got to have, if you're in the alcohol making genre. You need all the airlock and the rubber plugs and all this other stuff to make it, but that's something you can do. You can just juice it through your juicer. That's pretty easy to do.
That's not that off the wall.
No, but to juice it, some people don't have juicers.
Right.
So in order to juice a lot of let's say you got a bushel of apples, fill in the blank, however much, and you wanted to juice them, and then you can that juice. You lose some of the value of nutrient from it because you're juicing with the heat.
You lose like a ton of it though.
But for, let's say 125 small, medium-sized apples, 50 pounds, that's probably going to be quite a lot of juice, a fresh apple.
Yeah.
Now, when we talk about fresh apples, we're talking about like you picked it or they picked it last night. These apples you get in the store, they are sometimes weeks, months, or even longer old because they've been sitting in a refrigerator until the store requires that shipment. So while you talk about that, I'll figure out how long an apple typically sits on the shelf, and we'll be shocked by the answer.
All right, I just want to talk about this one because I don't know if people still do this, but making apple stamps. So you can cut them lengthwise because they kind of
from top to bottom. From across the equator.
Across the equator,
yeah.
Because the way their seeds are, when you cut them across the middle, it makes like this little star pattern. And I remember doing this, I think, like at the library or Girl Scouts or something when I was a kid, and they're little apple stamps. Or you could carve like stars or hearts or whatever out of the meat of the apple and make a stamp that way. You can do it with a potato as well.
Do you have any guesses on how old an apple is that you buy in the store?
4 weeks.
An apple in the store can be up to 1 year and sometimes even older as they are harvested in the fall and stored for months in controlled atmospheric environments to keep them fresh for year-round availability.
That's crazy.
Yep.
That's interesting. I wonder if, because sometimes, apples go on sale, like super, super sale. I wonder if they're, trying to clear out inventory.
Probably.
Yeah.
And if you've had a fresh apple that you've went to the farmer's market or the pick your own farm and ate compared to a store, the exact same comparison of store-bought tomato versus homegrown backyard tomato. The juiciness and the freshness of that apple compared to that store-bought one, which is just kind of plain, somewhat okay.
Now I got to find out if any of these pick-your-own-apple places have Gala apples, because they're my favorite.
And get a bushel of...
Yeah, but that's a lot of responsibility.
Yeah, if they go bad way quicker because most of us don't have the environment conditions in order to store apples correctly.
I will say I've had some really, really delicious store-bought apples.
But what time of year was it? Was it like November, December, right after the harvest, or was it in May?
They're not the best in the springtime. I can tell you that much.
Yeah.
So anyway, You can make apple candle holders. So you just you cut the apple in half, whichever way you want it, so that it kind of sits flat, and then you can put a candle in, and it can just look like a nice little fall decor. This will work well with store-bought apples because they don't rot as easily. Yeah. And then also you can carve and dry apples to create like little spooky decorations for Halloween. That could be fun.
Yeah. I got one more, or is that all? Do you have one more, or is that all?
I think that's it.
All right.
Yeah. So anyway, we are brought to you today by our sponsor, Walton's Inc. We know you care about where your food comes from. We're at the canning and preserving time for vegetables and fruits, but what about the meat? Soon, maybe, if you are a hunter, you might have some fresh wild game. And you want to make your own jerky, meat product, sausage, whatever. Walton's has everything you need. They have meat grinders, sausage stuffers, mixers, spices, help you go from animal to edible. Walton's everything but the meat. You can use code GROW50, that's GROW50, to save 10% off your orders of $50 or more.